We live at a time when aspects of our world are becoming more scary and depressing, and when anxiety and depression have become so very common. These two areas of concern, world problems on the one hand and emotional problems on the other, are often seen as separate, dealt with in different ways, often by different people. But in reality, they're deeply related. One of the points of connection is in the way we approach happiness.
Mainstream Western paradigms is that happiness is a product of consumerism. That is like, you can be happy if you have this or when you get this, and so the paradigm that we're fed is that paradigm of unsustainable happiness. Following that route, those routes to happiness actually are detrimental to the global well-being.
Unsustainable consumerism is an example of a happiness trap, where behaviour driven by a desire to feel better actually makes us feel worse over time. The advertising industry plants in our mind a picture of happiness based on having or doing things we need to pay for. But if everyone in the world lived like the average European or North American, we'd need the resources of 3 to 5 planets like Earth. Heavy drinking might improve mood in a moment, but at a cost the next day. Heavy use of fossil fuels has a similar dynamic, as the climate crisis leaves many nervous about the future we're heading into. Yet consumerism has a powerful grip, because if we don't have or do the things required for this unsustainable picture of happiness, we can feel we're failing, falling behind, leaving us more depressed, unhappy or anxious. In this picture model, upsetting information is seen as a threat to happiness, so it gets airbrushed out of view. Topics like climate change are seen as best avoided. This creates a vicious cycle where problems pushed out of view get worse, increasing longer-term misery. But another approach to happiness isn't so much a picture of happiness, but it's a story of happiness. And a story of happiness has ups and downs. It's like a great novel where you want to turn the pages. There's a gripping plot where the stakes are high and the main characters are rising to the challenge to play their part. Now, this often isn't easy. There's loads of obstacles in the way. So we need to develop approaches that help us, that enhance our ability to face disturbing realities and live forms of happiness that don't wreck our world. This is where Suha comes in. Suha stands for sustainable happiness, but it's about more than just that. Inspired by healing martial arts like Qigong and Tai Chi, Suha also draws on health psychology, plus change-making skills to turn around defeat, mix in some playful energy and a groovy beat. Suha, Suha, sustainable happiness. Suha is a system for improving our wellness. Suha, Suha, protects our mental health, growing inner treasure, growing inner wealth. Suha, Suha is personal and collective, based on practices that we know to be effective. Suha, Suha is playful and it's fun. It helps us play our part in the work that must be done.